Hey, my English learning friends, it's Marcos here. Today's a fantastic day to learn English the fun way. I love sharing stories in the first person to help you. My adventures will show you tricks for native speakers. You'll feel ready to tell your own stories. So, join me on my wild London trip. It's gonna be a blast, I promise. A few months ago, I planned a London adventure. I was pumped to test my English skills. I'd studied vocab and grammar for ages. I thought, I'm set to chat like a pro. Oh boy, was I in for a shock. The moment I landed, things got tricky. Let's start with my airport chaos. At Heathrow, I was tired but excited. The customs guy said, "All right, mate, what's your visit?" His British accent was super fast, all one blur. I caught mate and visit, nothing else. I mumbled, vacation, and he waved me through. I felt like I'd failed my first test. That's when I learned to listen to real talk. I started watching YouTube vlogs of Londoners. I didn't stress about catching every word. I just let their voices sink in. It was like tuning my ears to English. I chose clips about markets or pubs. You can try this, find a video you love. It helps your brain handle native speed. Next day, I hit a cafe in Covent Garden. The barista grinned. "Here, mate, fancy a cuppa?" I froze. "What's a cuppa? Tea? Coffee?" I pointed at a muffin, saying, "This, please." He laughed and said, "Sorted, mate." I had no clue what sorted meant. That's when I learned about slang and context. Slang can mess you up, but context saves you. I noticed cuppa was always about drinks. I guessed it meant tea or coffee. Sorted seemed to mean all good. You can do this, watch. The situation for clues. If someone's holding a drink, cuppa is probably that. It's like being a word detective. I wanted to see the British Museum next. I asked the lady, "Where's the museum, please?" She said, "Go down this road, turn left, love." Then she added, "Mind the brolly, it's gonna chuck it down." Brolly, chuck it down? I was so lost. I later learned brolly is an umbrella, and it meant rain. That taught me to focus on key words. I didn't need every word she said. Road, left, and museum got me there. Small words like the didn't matter much. You can practice this. Listen for big words first. Try it with a short video clip. It makes fast talk way less scary. By day 2, I was into British TV shows. I watched The Great British Bake Off with subtitles. Subtitles help me match words to sounds. I saw gonna instead of going to. Start with subtitles in your language, then English. It's like training wheels for listening. You'll catch more words over time. At my hostel, I met an American traveler. She said, "I'm heading to the pub. Wanna come?" Her accent was clear, but she used slang. I tried shadowing her in my head. I'd repeat, "Heading to the pub," after her. It felt silly, but helped my rhythm. Try shadowing a video. It's like copying a song. At a market, I bought apples from a vendor. He said, "That's a $5, mate." I didn't know $5 meant £5. His pointing at the price helped me guess. I started watching his gestures and tone. Active listening like this is key. Notice body language. It's a secret code. I joined a walking tour by the Thames. The guide said, "This bridge, in it, is proper old." His accent was thick, full of in it. I focused on main ideas. Like bridge and old. I didn't stress about every word. You can do this. Catch the gist first. It makes conversations less overwhelming. I tried slowing down videos to practice. On YouTube, I set a vlog to 0.75 speed. It helped me hear want to clearly as want to. I'd listen, then speed it back up. This builds confidence for fast speech. Try it with a clip. It's like slowing a dance. You'll keep up with natives soon. One evening, I hit a pub with locals. They joked, "It's tipping it down out there." I got the idea. Rain. Lots of it. I even said, "Cheers," during a toast. They smiled, and I felt like a pro. Context and key words saved me. Practice this. Focus on the big picture. I started a listening journal for new words. After the pub, I wrote cheers and tipping it down. I noted what they meant and where I heard them. It helped me remember slang for later. You can try this. Jot down phrases from shows. It's like collecting English treasures. It makes words stick in your head. I also watched TED Talks for clear English. I found one about travel with subtitles. The speaker said, "Explore with curiosity," and I repeated it. It helped my pronunciation and vocab. TED Talks are awesome. For clear speech, try one with English subtitles. You'll learn new ideas and words. I used apps to boost my listening. Duolingo had short clips I could repeat. Sentences like "I'm going to the shop" helped me. I got used to native rhythms fast. Apps like Memrise are great too. You can practice anywhere, anytime. It's like a teacher in your pocket. One day, I got lost near Trafalgar Square. I asked a bus driver, "Where's the station?" He said, "Hop on, mate, we'll sort you." His accent was thick, but I stayed calm. His gesture to the bus helped me understand. Don't be shy, ask for repeats if needed. Natives are usually cool with it. By my last day, I was chatting in a cafe. I followed locals joking about British tea. I even joined in with "Love a good cuppa." I wasn't perfect, but I felt confident. Every small win built my skills. You'll get there too, just keep practicing. Small steps make a big difference. The next morning, I decided to venture out to Camden Market. I'd heard it was a vibrant spot, full of quirky stalls and colorful characters, a perfect place to practice my English in a lively setting. As I hopped off the tube, the buzz of the market hit me like a wave. Street musicians strummed guitars. Vendors shouted about their wares, and the air smelled of falafel and fresh coffee. I was thrilled but overwhelmed. The accents around me were a wild mix: Cockney, Scottish, even some Australian. It was like an English language obstacle course. I approached a stall selling funky hats. The vendor, a guy with a pierced eyebrow and a cheeky grin, said, "Oi, mate, fancy trying this one? Proper stylish, innit?" There was that in it again, and his speed was dizzying. I smiled and said, "Sure, looks cool." I tried on a bright red fedora, feeling like a rock star. He laughed and said, "You're having a butcher's, yeah? That's a tenner." A butcher's, a tenner? I was stumped again. I handed over a 10-pound note, guessing tenner meant 10 pounds. Later, I learned butcher's was short for butcher's hook, Cockney rhyming slang for look. Mind blown. This moment taught me about regional slang. Cockney rhyming slang is a whole world of its own, like a secret code Londoners toss around for fun. I started paying attention to these phrases, jotting them in my listening journal. If you hear something weird, like apples and pears for stairs, don't panic, just note it and Google later. It's like cracking a puzzle, and it makes you feel like a language ninja. After Camden, I grabbed a bite at a food stall. The vendor, a cheerful woman with a thick northern accent, said, "What'll you have, pet? Our chips are dead lush." Pet was new, and lush sounded like a compliment to the chips. I ordered a portion, saying, "Chips, please." She replied, "Champion choice, love." I was getting better at guessing from context. Pet and love were friendly, like mate, and lush meant awesome. I felt like I was decoding English in real time. You can try this at a restaurant or cafe. Listen for pet names or local slang. It's a fun way to learn how people talk. Later, I joined a free street art tour in Shoreditch. The guide, a guy with a man bun and a passion for graffiti, spoke with a mix of enthusiasm and slang. He pointed at a mural and said, "This piece is well wicked." Yeah, proper tells a story. I caught wicked as cool from context, and proper seemed to emphasize things. I mimicked him in my head, repeating, "Well wicked," to get the rhythm, shadowing like this is gold. Try it with a tour guide or a YouTube vlogger. It's like singing along to your favorite song, but for speaking English. The tour group was a mix of tourists, so I got to chat with a Canadian couple. They said, "We're stoked to be here, eh?" That A threw me off, but I rolled with it, saying, "Yeah, it's awesome." Their English was clear, but their slang was different from the Brits. I learned that every English-speaking place has its own flavor. You can practice this, watch videos from different countries, like Australia or Canada. It'll prep you for all kinds of accents and slang. That evening, I decided to try a comedy show in Soho. I'd read that British humor was sharp and full of wordplay, so I thought it'd be a great listening challenge. The comedian was hilarious, but fast, tossing out phrases like having a right laugh and proper knackered. I didn't catch everything, but the crowd's laughter helped me guess when he was being funny. I wrote down knackered it means tired in my journal. Comedy shows are awesome for learning. Watch one on Netflix with subtitles. The jokes teach you how natives play with words. The next day, I visited Borough Market, a foodie paradise. A vendor offered me a sample, saying, "Have a butcher's at this cheese, mate. It's top-notch." There was butcher's again. I smiled, took the cheese, and said, "Looks great." I was starting to feel like a local, picking up on repeated phrases. I noticed vendors used mate a lot, and their tone was always friendly. You can practice this focus on how people say things, not just what they say. Tone is like a cheat code for understanding. At the market, I overheard two guys talking about football. One said, "Mate, that match was absolute pants." I laughed. "Pants? Bad." I got it from his groan. I joined in, saying, "Yeah, tough game." They nodded, and I felt like I'd cracked the social code. Listening to casual chats like this is a gem. Eavesdrop politely in a cafe or park. You'll pick up slang and vibes without even trying. I also started using podcasts to level up. I found The English We Speak by BBC, which explains phrases like knackered or chuffed. Each episode is short, like 3 minutes, so it's perfect for quick practice. I'd listen while walking to the tube, repeating phrases like chuffed a bit, super happy. Podcasts are like free tutors. Find one you like and listen on your commute. It's a sneaky way to learn. One afternoon, I tried a bus tour to see London's big sights. The guide's mic was fuzzy, and his accent was proper posh, like a BBC presenter. He said, "We're presently passing the iconic Tower Bridge." Presently threw me off. It sounded like now, but fancier. I noted it in my journal and kept listening. Posh accents can feel intimidating, but they're just another style. Try a posh podcast, like one on history, to get used to it. It's like training for a fancy dinner party. By midweek, I was bold enough to join a language exchange meetup in a cafe. It was a mix of locals and learners like me. A Londoner named Emma said, "Fancy a natter over a cuppa." I knew cuppa, and natter sounded like chat. I said, "Sure, love a natter." She laughed, and we talked about London life. I stumbled sometimes, but she was patient. Even explaining quid pound. Meetups are awesome. Check if your city has one. You'll practice speaking and make friends. One rainy day, I ducked into a bookstore in Charing Cross. The clerk said, "Looking for a cracking read, mate?" I nodded, guessing cracking meant good. I picked a travel book and asked, "Is this good?" She said, "Oh, it's brilliant, proper page turner." I bought it. Feeling proud, I followed her. Bookstores are great for slow chat. Staff love talking about books. Try asking for a recommendation to practice. I also tried radio shows, like BBC Radio 1, for music and banter. The DJs were so fast, saying things like proper banging tune. I didn't get it all, but the music kept me hooked. I'd repeat cool phrases like banging tune in my head. Radio is great for background listening. Try it while cooking or chilling. It's like soaking your brain in English. Near the end of my trip, I visited a fish and chips shop. The guy behind the counter said, "Want mushy peas with that, mate?" It's a proper British nosh. I guess nosh meant food and said, "Yeah, sounds good." The peas were weirdly green but tasty. I love how every meal came with new words. Food spots are perfect for learning menus, and chats give you context. Next time you're at a restaurant, ask about a dish to spark a convo. On my final night, I went to a karaoke bar with hostile friends. I was nervous but sang Wonderwall, with everyone shouting along. A local said, "Mate, you smashed it." I learned smashed it meant I did great. Karaoke was a fun way to loosen up. Try it if you're shy about speaking. Singing helps your rhythm and confidence. Looking back, London changed my English game. I went from lost to following conversations. It wasn't about being perfect, just trying. Each practice made me better at understanding natives. You can start with one trick, like subtitles. What's a time you struggle with English? Share it in the comments. I want to hear. Today's perfect for starting your English story. Try shadowing or jotting down new words. Every step gets you closer to native talk. If you like this, give a thumbs up and share with a friend. Let's keep inspiring each other to grow. I'm cheering for you, always. See you next time. Keep rocking it.